Hey, everyone. Welcome. We have a good group here already. This is awesome. Um, Let me know if you can hear me. And hopefully, we're kind of off to the races so far. Um, and we'll give a couple of minutes just to kind of let things. I know that there's a lot of people that are wanting to join and hop in. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. We're glad everyone's here. I see some hearts coming in, so hopefully that's a good thing. Um, and as people come in, let me know where you guys are from. If this is your first live stream with us, I hope it's going to be awesome. We're going to be going over a lot of really exciting things that happened over the course of this last week. Share it with friends and colleagues alike. And we will get going here in just a couple minutes. Is the chat working for everyone? Let me know. I'm going to send this out. We'll see if everyone got that. I sent that out through the chat, so let me know if that worked for you. And I can hardly believe it's Thursday. So that's like crazy to me because this is like the fastest week ever. I don't know if it's the same for you guys as well. But for me, it just seems like weeks seem to go by so fast. Days can sometimes be slow. Weeks seem to just fly by. So hopefully everyone's had a good week. If you're here, let me know. I would love to hear the benefit of these lives is the collaboration and the talking and the engagement from everyone. So I'm really excited about the potential of what we're building with this. And I just love to connect, every week. So hi, Georgia. You were, I think you've been here the last couple times. So I appreciate the support. Colorado, that's awesome. We love our next door state neighbors in Colorado. Hopefully the weather is beautiful over there. Today's kind of today for us is kind of the last day of beautiful warmer weather before we go into the tough parts of the year. So California, awesome. What part of California are you from? And California, talk about beautiful weather. My goodness. My brother lives down in Southern California, so we just went down and visited him, and it was 70. Oh yeah, Venice? Are you kidding me? That's amazing. I'm sure that's awesome. Georgia, it's going to be 70. We do need the snow and we do need the moisture, don't we? That seems to always be the ongoing thing for us in the Four Corner states and even into other areas of the Southwest. Well, I'm very excited to be here today. As people come on, I want to make everyone feel as welcome as I can. This is designed for you, this group, the people that are here. We obviously have, and we're trying out different avenues of communication. Hello from Swiss. My goodness, that's a long ways away. That's a whole nother type of weather going on. So Boise, Idaho, is that as far away as Switzerland? Just teasing. We love our Idahoan neighbors. See, these are all the Coloradans, the Idahoans, Utahns. We're all friends here. That's awesome. We love having everyone here. And like I was saying or suggesting, these lives are designed for the people that are here. So again, if this is going to be valuable for 5 minutes for you and you have very specific questions, the involvement and the engagement back to me is of utmost importance. I want to make sure that you guys feel that this was the best use of time for you. So I would maybe just start off by asking you guys, why did you join? Why are you here today? Is there something that's kind of top of mind for you, something that you've run into or some struggles or challenges, questions for the community that we would love to talk about? I'd pose that for you. If it was just to come on and connect and say hello, I'm glad you're here too. There's a lot of, it's always fun to chat with everyone. So we had a release on Monday that was a huge release that has been being worked on for quite a while. I hope everyone has gone through the update. If you haven't, it is awesome to go onto the App Store, make sure your app is updated to the most recent version, because there are some pretty important updates that went out. The most important, I would say, the one that has everyone kind of buzzing and talking about, is the update to our PDF reports. So we'll be kind of highlighting some of those exciting changes that went out and talking about that. To connect with the community, Tesla, I love that. Tesla Renew, that's we love that. That's why we do it. So it's always fun to, hopefully it makes it so that Visera is like more personable. We have amazing people that work at this company, and we want to be more accessible than ever. And so it's sometimes fun to just kind of connect with someone at the company. Unfortunately for you guys, it's me. There's way better people that work at Visera than myself. But let me tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Jeff. I hope maybe I've met some of you guys personally through the years. I worked at Zyto for over 10 years, and recently moved over to the Visera when we broke Visera and Zyto off. I exclusively work on the Visera side, so I'm very well connected within the community. So if you've seen me from the Zyto years, there's kind of reason to that. But yeah, now I'm exclusively focused on building up the Visera side of things, and really looking at the ability of and the opportunity of this transdermal optical imaging technology. I've shared this before. You'll probably hear me say this again, but it is an amazing technology that we are just skimming the surface on. So I'm really excited about the future of what not only development looks like today and what our product offers you today, but in terms of when we're looking forward to future. I mean, you want to be on the cutting edge. There's nothing better than that. So hi, Zoe. We're glad you're here to learn and better understand the reports and serve between our clients. So that's awesome. We're going to be highlighting some of the reports today. So yeah, let's kind of just jump into it. So the main updates that went out on Monday, I talked about the PDF reports. We'll kind of be highlighting that. In addition to that, we actually did a pretty substantial overhaul based on our community's feedback for the onboarding process. We wanted to make it a lot more kind of self-guided in terms of what users experience when they either log into the app for the first time or they're logging back in, later. And so we're really excited about that release. It should make it easier than ever for someone to quickly identify, what bucket do I fall in, and we kind of guide them down the right path. So as you guys are building out scans and sending out remote invitations, you can have confidence that those processes have already been designed to make it as easy as possible, not only for you, but then for your users to get onboarded, downloading the app and all of that type of stuff. So we appreciate that community feedback. It's been super important for us. And so we were able to push that out this morning. We did do some minor changes to our terms of use as well as privacy policies. So when you log in to the app for the first time, there's an acknowledgement of those changes. And it's mainly just around cancellation policy and some of those things. And I'm trying to think what else went out. So the onboarding, the PDF reports, and the PDF reports, that has been asked for quite a while. So if you haven't seen the PDF reports, we're going to take a look at those today. Hi, Kim. We're glad you're here. Where are you from, Kim? Let me know. Georgia, the steps are making it way easier on us. Good. I love that. I love to hear that. We've heard that from large part of our Visera squad. So that's good to hear. Well, let me just open up. I have an example of a couple of reports that I would love to just share with you guys today. The first of which I'm mostly excited about because it took a lot of the feedback from the community. So let me see if I can share my screen. Illinois. What part of Illinois? I lived in Illinois. I lived in Chicago for a couple of years. So let me know. Illinois is a beautiful state. Here is the PDF report that one of them. This is there are several PDF reports that were updated. We're going to be talking about two. I'll be highlighting two of them today. But just so you guys know, this is available to you as you update the app. It's immediately available. So one of the cool things, I had a colleague, Mike, who maybe some of you have talked to before. He works on our support team. He just sent this to me this morning. So this was an example report that he sent over today that kind of highlights some of the things. So we wanted to do a much better job at organizing for, quick reference, so that when you send this out or you're reviewing a report, whether it's with a client or without them, that the information that is afforded to you through the app experience is also reflected on the PDF report. And so we've completely overhauled this. If you've been here for long enough to recognize that, this has all been updated. So a lot better organization. So it's very clear, like, okay, this was the date that the scan was, run. This is the date that it was sent. Here's the client overview. So you as a wellness professional, you can quickly identify, okay, I'm looking at Mike's report right here, and this is the information that is relevant to him. And then for your clients, obviously, it helps out a lot in that area. So, and then as you go down, this has been largely overhauled. So this is where you're going to find a lot more benefit when it comes to product descriptions have been included, the details of like the indications, biomarkers brought out of range, and then the ranking of those products in terms of those biomarkers brought into range. This has all been completely overhauled, and then the improvement on the services as well. We've also just added a disclaimer here at the bottom, and the information here, which I think for this group, I would imagine for this group is very important. This information right here for wellness professional is actually it's your information from your app. So if you've added your social links or your email or your phone contact information, all of that stuff will appear at the bottom of every report that you send out, which is awesome. We're a tool that helps you build your business. And so we want to make sure that we're advocating for you and what your goals and objectives are. As we've released this, the feedback from this has been like extraordinary. So keep the feedback coming, because it's very helpful and makes hopefully the product better day in and day out. The other thing I would highlight on this is and we actually, we have a couple of groups out there. If you're part of one of these groups, I think this would be helpful. But we have the shopping list feature within the app, if you're not aware of it. So you can actually add recommended products to your shopping list and give them the takeaway. These are the products I need you to go purchase, right? And so for us, this was it's obviously a very important one, just for the relevance in terms of these are the products that you're hoping that your clients purchase. And one of the things that has been brought to our attention is you will notice that there's kind of this awkward gap sometimes, and people think this is the end of the report. We're aware of this, and we're going to be working to improve this. So just know that sometimes you might have a couple of products that seem to bleed over into later parts of the report. If you have selected and added them to the shopping list, all of those products should show on this report. However, it is a little wonky on this, and we are aware of that, and that is something that we will be addressing in the coming days and weeks to make sure that this is much more tight in terms of just a report design. So, but you can have confidence that every single one of those products that you added to that shopping list are being displayed on this report. So those are kind of the two that I would highlight the most. Let me just end share my screen for a little bit, and I might just take a bit. Hopefully that's helpful for everyone. Kim, I'm glad that you're. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you're on. Is there any specific questions? That's kind of the high level overview of maybe some of the PDF reports. And then I would just maybe ask too, do you know what? I'm going to do something fun. I should probably do this. we're going to test out all these live features, guys, because we can. Why not? We're going to do a poll. Day of the week. I'm going to ask you guys for YouTube Live, and I'm going to do. We're going to. I want to know if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. When is best suited for you guys? Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna look at this, guys. I'm like super official on this. So there's a poll I just sent out. I would love your feedback of day of the week on when you guys would like these YouTube lives. Again, it's designed for you guys. It doesn't matter for me if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I'm happy to do it whenever. So I'll let that kind of sit there for a little bit. Is there any, like, one of the cool things about these as well, is there any feedback from you guys of things that you wish you would want to see, or features that you wish that we had, or, something that you felt like we could be doing better in our processes, or any of that stuff? I would love to hear from you guys of what that could look like or be like. So, and then we obviously want this to grow. And so what is going to be the topics, or, how do we get the information out there? This is something that you're part of this. We work together here. So I'm very excited about it. Ironically, the poll right now is showing a tie between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll leave it up a little bit longer just to see if there are any changes or variation to that. But that's funny. But yeah, like, if you guys have recommendations in terms of what it is that you're wanting, or what your teams would want, or other colleagues of yours would want out of this, that's what this is designed to do. So okay, Thursday won out. We don't necessarily have Gustavo does a training every Wednesday, so another day works better if you attend that. Yeah, that's a good call. So for those of you that are watching live, we have a gentleman named Gustavo. He does a weekly webinar series that's also live. That one is designed to be much more structured. It's less talking like this. It's designed to be, he has topics and themes that he goes over. We post those live not live. We post those on our YouTube page afterwards. So those, if you've missed those are also available. The one from yesterday has actually already been uploaded. So he's on Wednesday. I think that is at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'd totally recommend everyone join that. This is designed to be much more collaborative and much more, feedback driven. So if you have any thoughts on it, or ways that we can improve on it, I would love that. Right now, I'll just end this poll. Right now, the poll showed Thursday worked best, but we only had 4 votes. So it's not like it was a ton of feedback. But for the people that are here, that's the best. So I think what we'll do, does the time of day, maybe I should do a follow-up question to that. Does the time of day work best for you guys? Let me know on if there's a different time that you'd prefer. 10 a.m. I'm happy to do 10 a.m. I'm happy to do 8 in the morning. We're Mountain Time, so keep that in mind. I'm not willing to do midnight. No, if that's the time that works best for everyone, that's the time that works best. Okay, let me just talk about one other feature that I wanted to highlight. And if there's really not anything else that you guys would like, I'll just we'll kind of close it up for the day. So one of the things that I would encourage you all to make sure that you have enabled, this will become more important in the coming days. But if you log into your app and you click the More button in the bottom right-hand corner, that will take you to a page that will look like this, right? You've probably seen this before. I would encourage you all to click on the My Settings. And I'm just going to highlight a couple of things in here. I'm going to talk about the one that is an update. So the push notifications is a new setting in there. This is one that's very important, not necessarily like you have to have this like now, but I would absolutely recommend turning on your notifications, mainly because um, uh, mainly because in the future we're going to be improving the notification system, that we can communicate with our users and make those notifications very relevant for you guys. So if you have disabled them, I would encourage you to turn those on to make sure you're taking advantage of it. The other information in here is super important if you're not aware of it. So there's a section for your referral ID. You guys, hopefully you know about our referral program, but if you don't, your referral ID is something that is a digit, a small digit like this. All you have to do is click copy, and you can share that with anyone. And it's awesome because you will actually get credit for anyone that purchases or signs up, subscribes to Link. And it's a $25 credit that gets added to your account. It's super easy. And all they have to do is put that information into the checkout experience. So it's pretty basic. Georgia, push notifications does not show in my settings within Visera, even after updating. I do have it on my regular settings under the Visera app, but nothing shows up. Interesting. Well, what that does in the app is it actually just directs you to the area in the settings. So as long as your settings are such that you can that your notifications are enabled, that's essentially what I would recommend. So that's good. And what you're talking about, Georgia, of like emailing support, I just want to say thank you for that, because that's the best way to get feedback for improvements or enhancements and things like that. So we base a lot of the work that we do on community feedback. So thank you for doing that. And then the other thing I would just highlight in that same area is the default scan preferences. So a lot of people, especially when you're doing a lot of scans, either back to back or you're doing different things, when you go into those default scan preferences, that's like every time you create or send out remote sign up links, it will utilize these settings in here. And so sometimes people might get frustrated or confused because they're like, oh, why is it always showing a certain, like the United States is my product region. If you go into these settings right here, you can actually make sure that what it is that what you want shown to your users is set appropriately within this area. And that can be changed. So it's not like I've got to get this exactly right one time. Like that can be updated along the way. And the same goes for the filtering option. So if you go in and you need to update the filters that you want applied, whether you want just like blends or essential oils or whatever, like all that stuff can be adapted within your settings there. So, well, this has been awesome. I very much appreciate everyone being here. Let me know. I'll maybe leave this up for just a little bit longer if there's any other specific questions. Otherwise, what I will likely do is we'll end this. I will set up our next week's YouTube live experience, and we'll kind of go from there. So, yeah, let me know if there's any feedback or thoughts or concerns or questions, any of that stuff. Let me know. And then we will be off to the races. Let me go through the chat here really fast. Zoe, hello from California. I think I acknowledged that. Venice, that's right, I did. Stella, thank you for joining. Tesla, thank you for joining. Zoe, Kim, Georgia. I think I got everyone. So this has been awesome. Well, everyone, I want to say thank you so much for hopping on and collaborating with us, being a part of the Visera team. If there's anything at all that we can do better, we have a wonderful support group that stands by, ready to answer any questions or challenges that you may run into. You can email them at support@visera.com or by phone Monday through Thursday. Their phone number is 801-531 5050. I'm going to drop that in the chat actually. And then I'll even just drop the email as well, so it's easy for you guys. If you have any questions, feedback, any thoughts, certainly let us know. But appreciate you for hopping on this week's version of our YouTube Live. We're getting better at it, and we will plan on seeing you guys next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye.